What's up, everybody? Welcome to No Pod Just Cash. It's your boy Smoke speaking here. Today's episode, we're gonna go over conflict resolution. How do we resolve those conflict resolutions in a relationship? Won't y'all join us right now? We're gonna get into it with Show and Eno, and we got a special guest for y'all to kind of shed some light on some things. Let's go.
Get it, 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 hey, get it, get it, get it, hey, get it, get it, get it, get it, yeah, get it, get it on my soul. Ain't no letting up.
We're gonna get into this conflict resolution. A lot of times people have difficulty when they get into arguments with their loved ones. It doesn't have to be actually your girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or wife, but it's also your mother, fathers, cousins, whatever. And a lot of times we let our tempers flare and we lose control of dealing with the conflict, resolving it. So we're gonna go through a few steps here, just to help somebody out that need it about how you go through conflict resolution again. How you doing tonight, Miss L?
I'm doing wonderful. How
All
are you?
right, I'm great. I'm great. Great show has been going on.
Man, I'm chilling, man. Trying to stay
Okay,
cool out of this heat, sun, this hot sun.
No.
Hey man, taking it one step at a time, enjoying life, bro. You know how I do.
All right, so let's get into this. All right, let's get into it. All right, so we were talking about conflict resolution. We're talking about ways to solve it. You know, I feel like you should be open and honest in the communication. Express your feelings and needs clearly and respectfully. That's kind of like how I feel about it. I don't think we should be, discrediting somebody's, opinions or anything when it come down to these resolutions there. What y'all think? What's your take on the show?
Um, I think as I thought about this as we came up with this topic, I did some real deep reflection, and I looked at some of the people that I know that have conflict in their relationships, or whether it's family, whether it's marriage, or whatever. And something that I know about conflict resolution is that a lot of times when you're in the heat of the moment, whoever you are having that conflict with, a lot of times you don't hear each other. I don't care how much yelling is going on. I don't care how much bickering is going on. Regardless of what you say, when you express how you feel about what a person is doing, you really don't get a resolution because you both are really angry with each other. So a lot of times to make things better, I think you need to find some type of techniques to where you can come back later. I know a lot of people like to get into it soon as stuff happens, right?
Oh yeah.
But a lot of times that's not the best option because if you have an argumentative spirit in you, it's gonna go left.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes name calling might come in. Somebody might throw something back that you confided into them and throw it back at you just to hurt you because hurt people hurt people. So I think sometimes you might want to just say, hey, if we get angry at each other, we're going to express how we feel. But if it get to the point to where we're going to argue to where it's to the point of no return, we need to take a time out, go our separate ways, like boxing, go in your corner, take a couple minutes or whatever, calm down and come back and rationally talk about it. Now, I have a statement called strong discussion. You know, it's gonna be a strong discussion, but it ain't gonna be a lot of yelling or arguing. And I think a lot of times people don't take the time to consider those type of ways of having an argument, or having a disagreement, not argument. Because people sometimes look to win the fight, and in relationships, you should
Okay.
look to win. You should look to get understanding.
What's your take on it?
Well, I like what Show said. I think I know for a fact I am innately a very peaceful person. You know what I'm saying? So in order to get me there, man, where I'm like ready to like really just argue it out, man, it has to be pretty. It has to be a lot going on. A lot has happened to
Right.
get me to that place. Um, and because I'm peaceful, I'm usually trying to like just trying to figure out a way to like figure out what the root of the problem is. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's no winning, bro. It's like I said, show it's the understanding part. So,
Mhm.
you know, when you're having that back and forth with whoever, you know what I'm saying? Don't matter if it's your significant other, friend, family,
Mhm.
whoever. Just figure out the root of that thing, man, and start right there. But that whole back and forth and trying to win, um, that usually elevates to something totally different. You know what I'm saying? That's when you know what I'm saying, that's when the blows come out. You know what I'm saying? You got to put them gloves on, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Exercise them lefts and rights. But yeah, man, just for the main part, just getting down to the root of it, man. You know what I mean? Like, and getting that understanding so you can get back to your peaceful life. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
That's how I feel about it, man.
Correct.
Mm. Yeah, sometimes, I think we get lost in conversation sometime when you start using that key word, which is I
Mm,
instead of we.
Oh
mm,
my
Because,
God.
sometimes, yeah, our statements to me, it always, suggests that somebody is wrong. Because, see,
mm.
I wouldn't do that. That's not me. I don't do that kind of stuff. See, that's you. Because, see, when you say I don't do it, that means it's you doing
Mm.
Or it's an indication that you're a selfish person too. But go ahead, we'll talk about that a little later.
it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, what you say now?
So I think that we first have to realize that most of the time conflict is inevitable. It's going to happen. People in relationships are two different people, right? And they're
Mhm.
coming together trying to make something work. I've
Mhm.
seen scenarios where people try to avoid conflict. They try their best to dip, and dive and go around the problem,
Oh,
and
yeah.
nothing gets solved. And so we have to approach it like, okay, we have an issue here. We both have to talk about it. We both need to feel like we're being heard. We
Mm,
both have to feel like our perspective matters.
true.
Because if I say something to you and you receive it a certain way, and I didn't mean it that way, but you took it that way, I still have to respect that that's how you felt about it.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I just think, yeah, the first thing is just hearing each other, and not just trying to respond or trying to fight back with words so fast, but actually just listening and trying to
Yeah.
dissect what the problem, as Eno said, what the root of the problem may be.
Yeah. And that's what you really
All
need to
facts.
worry about is because, I look at that as called active listening. And
Hmm.
sometimes, when we say, don't talk to me like that, I'm just like, wait a minute, I'm upset right now. I'm going to sound upset.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I sound calmly upset, you're not going to get your message out. It's like, hey, I mean this.
You want to be heard.
I want to be heard. I'm upset. I'm sad. Because if I
Yeah.
sit in, if you come in my house and my wife won't talk to me, and I'm just like, don't talk to me crying. Shut up that
Ooh,
crying.
ooh, you
Right.
in trouble.
Right.
Boy.
Or if she want to come in and look, don't sound like that to me. Don't talk to me like that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear all that crying. I don't want to hear all that whining now. But
Whew.
she's in distress. We're supposed to show a little empathy,
Mm-hmm.
little understanding, understand at
Eh,
least, have some compassion. But a
Yeah.
lot of people don't seem to do that because we get into these arguments, and the next thing is instead of listening first, you want to say, "Don't talk to me in that tone."
Yeah. And arguments are. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Ed. My bad.
I was just going to say, honesty without compassion can be brutal. So you
Ooh,
have to add that little bit of compassion. Like, we got to be honest with each other. If I'm having conflict, I do want to be able to tell you about it, and I want you to be able to tell me as well. But you got to come to me in love. That's
Yeah.
the first thing.
Yeah.
but
Not that
what if that
disrespect.
love? What if that love is a lot of energy?
Oh, 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 oh,
Aggressive
oh,
energy.
oh, wait a minute, 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 smoke, wait a minute, smoke. What if that love comes and it's not still heard?
Woo.
Then what do you do? When you
Mm,
come with the love and you say,
Mm.
hey, listen, I want to talk to you about
I
this.
don't feel like it right now.
I don't feel
Show,
like hearing it. Or
show.
you
I don't
say,
want to hear it. Show.
or it comes out
Hmm.
Okay.
and it's being said, oh man, get out your feelings.
Mm.
What do you do then?
You
Now
got to
that's
So
being
because
submissive.
see,
Ooh.
that's coming with love.
right,
It is.
but not
But
not.
then that's for to fill up my cup
My
of
cup is still empty
explosion
on that one. Oh,
Right.
so we talking about
because
soda? We talking
each
about baking
time,
soda and vinegar kind of explosion?
Right. Yeah.
right?
It's gonna be a reaction.
or
Right.
Mentos and Coca-Cola explosion.
Ooh, yes, sir. You ain't gotta
That's
shake
for
that one.
y'all. That's for y'all
Right.
people. If y'all don't know your scientific thing, go try it. But make sure you run when you put it in there.
Yeah, make sure you're
But listen,
outside too. Don't mess your house
yeah.
up trying to do that. Go ahead.
But that's when you try you try the subtle approach, you try the calmness, but then you been pushed to the side as if, oh, you being sensitive, or
Mm.
you well, why you talking about this? That's not that important. What happens then?
Well,
Because
that's why I said,
eventually
mhm.
you're gonna stop coming with that tone.
That's
And
true.
do what? And come with
If
what?
it's real important, if it's something that you are so I won't say emotional, but
Just passionate.
passionate about. There you
Yeah.
go. Thank you, Eno. Something
Absolutely,
that
bro.
you're passionate about, and you think that is something that's a hindrance to your relationship, and you trying to talk calmly, but then you been treated as if it shouldn't be a big deal, but it is a big deal.
Well, yeah, that goes back
So
to the
how are you active listening to the problem that I have if you pushing what I'm saying away? And then after a while, if I keep trying to come to you calmly, but then you keep pushing me away, what you think gonna happen?
It's
well, wait a minute. This yeah, those are like a lot of
conversation.
part questions here, but I mean to go back to the first one. I mean that comes from the culture how we was raised as men and women look view us as men like we supposed to be strong and silent. We don't supposed to really express our feelings. We don't
My
really
daddy
supposed to
went
show
silent.
we weren't supposed to show emotion. And when I mean, but see, the definition of strong and silent don't mean not speak, but you kind of got to be seen unbothered on a lot of things. So, which means no expression, just
But not
Okay,
but not but not suppressing though at the same time.
but yeah, but not
right.
You
expressing
can't
it.
Because a
you
Just
lot of
not
can't
times that what men
suppress
do
it.
though. That what men do sometimes when they be silent. They suppress it.
But that's because they don't have a way to let it out, or a person who's not seeing that their feelings are well received and valid. You know what I'm saying? Like my feelings
Right,
matter. Like
right,
what I gotta say, this matters. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with a person
right.
who basically saying, oh, whatever, like just shooting that down. Yeah,
hmm
eventually it's gonna blow up, or you probably started finding conversations in a whole other areas, more dangerous type areas with people
Or
who, just going a different way. So yeah, you gotta be careful with that, man. You know what I'm
the
saying? You gotta
most
be willing to
famous thing that would happen, or the
listen.
most famous thing that would happen is then as the years go, because you never resolve that one conflict or that one problem,
Oh yeah,
because
until
you're
that's
not being heard
resolution.
and you
Yeah,
suppressing it, and then something else come about.
yeah,
Now it's piling on, it's adding on, it's stacking
yeah.
up like flapjacks.
yeah, and that
Mhm.
comes from lack of listening, like active listening. It's just no lack. It's no lack of listening at all because then we stop paying attention to your perspectives. Kind of like be
Mhm.
try to understand the emotions and the needs of whatever the complaint is. So
Right.
we do get after a while. It's just that definitely goes off the rail.
Yeah, but
And
just
L, I
imagine
apologize. I
what's
know
that,
you
bro?
want to respond. I said I know
Oh
L
yeah.
want to respond. Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead, though. Smoke. I mean,
yeah. I was saying, just imagine having to an argument 2 months ago, right? There was no resolution whatsoever. You're
Hmm.
arguing about now 2 months later. You're arguing about something else. They ain't got nothing to do with that other thing. But because that wasn't taken care of, now the person bring it up. Oh yeah, and I ain't forgotten. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So
right?
that piling on is the last thing you want to do.
Oh
You
Yeah,
got to
that
get
happens a lot.
resolution, bro.
yeah, the key
Resolution
word.
and closure. You got to get that closure, bro.
Well, the key word is called forgiveness because that
That's
means you're not forgiven. You
but, I
know,
mean, but if you never resolve it, how can you forgive if there's no resolution or
well,
closure?
that is true. And that's kind of like what we're going through is how can you get to point A to point B to point
Right.
C and on forward. But
Yeah.
yeah, you cannot forgive if you haven't not dealt
Ain't,
with the problem at hand, and that's
ain't
what a
skip
lot of
steps.
people fail to do
Yeah.
is deal with as they say the elephant in the room. They rather deal
Yeah.
with it outside. They rather deal with this.
Uh huh.
And it's kind of like you got to be okay with addressing the issue
That's true.
and don't be afraid of okay he or she may not want to talk to me for a couple of days. Fine, like Show said earlier, that's a cool down. There's so many other methods for cool down, but that's just one of
Mm-mm.
the examples of a cool down.
Mm,
Mm-mm.
What's that? What you say?
I see a rebuttal.
I'm waiting on it.
okay.
Okay, I personally, I know there's different methods of cool down. I personally don't like the silent treatment cool down. That's just not.
Hurts
I
my
think
soul.
that goes into poor communication skills because we still got to operate this house. You know what I'm saying? And we might not resolve everything today, but we still need to be able to communicate. So I just think silent treatment is a passive aggressive move
Mm-hmm.
that, and you're treating people like they're children. And I just don't think that's the best method. So I think maybe, another way to cool down would be best. But I
How
also just
about
want to say, oh, go ahead.
how about making love then? Let's just
You got to get some
Nah, that's gonna
understanding
get
of that happen now, boy. You
we
Well,
get
I
got
was
heated
going
for
to
real.
say that doesn't solve the root of the problem because that should happen
it's a
anyway.
hey,
bad
but isn't that a form of communication saying I'm mad at you, but I love you?
Yeah.
We still got some
Yeah.
issues, but it's not going to affect this over here.
Come on in here.
Yeah,
Cut that
come
red
on.
light on.
Yeah,
Cut
come
that red
on
light
in
on.
here. You mad
on
like
that
the devil
talk.
anyway. Man,
Right.
don't. Yeah.
Grab that
But
hand.
Turn
I
off
don't want
the
you to
lights.
think. I
Let's
don't want you to
straighten it
think it's
out.
cool or
Watch
that
out
the
now.
situation is cool because we do that. We
Oh
still got to
no,
resolve this.
no, but you know what? It might lead down to a cool down
It might. And that good D
Maybe.
is known to be a problem solver. You know what I'm saying?
or the
You
good
know
D
what I'm
can
saying?
be a
Cut that
problem
Clarence Carter
solver.
on,
Come
baby.
on
I'm
now, boy. Look at
stroking.
here.
That's what I be doing.
That's that problem solver, man. You know what I'm
Stroke
saying?
it to the
You know what?
east.
I mean,
And when you
I
get
mean, I mean, you'll come back with a real cool head. You'll be like, you know what, baby?
yeah,
I don't even remember what we arguing about. You know
right.
what?
Yeah.
Man,
It's all
Have
good.
have her apologize
don't
for
forget
something
that.
you
We
did.
straight.
Nah, baby, you know
I'll
it was
be,
my fault.
I'll be apologize for stuff I ain't even do. You
Right.
know what,
And then
baby?
the situation comes back up again because you haven't resolved
Well,
it.
Right.
if
You
he said
kind of
it's
get in this
okay,
feel.
Right.
if he said it's okay, why I got to come up again? You say, all
Listen,
right, all
no,
right, all right, it's on me.
no, because if it bothered you that much, it's gonna come up again.
No, no,
Mm.
no, no. But what if he say it's on me? All right, you right.
That's
I
not
was
the
wrong.
truth. You don't really feel that way.
I was wrong. I was wrong. But
you,
hey, you made
Yeah.
him think that way, though, didn't you?
Yeah.
you're
Right.
not being honest though.
Hey,
It's got to be an honest compromise, man. Like
yeah,
whatever the root was, you got to figure out what that is, man. Compromise. Figure out how to not let that happen again in the future. Then just move on from there. But like I said, you gonna always. I don't give a damn who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Relationship.
Yeah.
You gonna always have some sort of misunderstanding. I ain't say you're gonna be doing it all the
Yeah.
time, but I mean, in the course of just learning people, it's natural and it's okay. I mean, and you get to know who you're really dealing with. So, yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. And let's kind of like focus a little bit on that, identifying the root of the cause. Because, see, a lot of people think just because we talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
but there's still some underlying things to me that's people are afraid to address at times. You might just talk about the top layer of the issue, but you don't really get down into it.
Mm.
and you know what, Spoke, that depends on what caused that underlying root, right?
Yes.
Because I know sometimes it could be either man or woman. We would go into another relationship, taking what happened in our past
Hmm.
into this next relationship, and are not
Mm.
willing to not make that person pay for what somebody else did.
Mm.
Yeah, you got to get to the, like I
That
call
happens
it,
a lot. Some
yeah,
people,
like you
some
saying,
people,
get to the core of it.
That's
yeah,
right.
but yeah, but yeah, but yeah, but what I'm saying is, they never really forgave the person in their
That other
past
one.
relationship for what they
Oh yeah.
did. So if you do anything resembling
Mm-hmm.
what they
Triggers.
have done, it's a
Yeah.
trigger,
It's the trigger, trauma.
and
Mm-hmm.
they bring that hammer down. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Ooh.
And
Right.
it's like, okay, I might not be like him. You know what I'm saying? Or she might not. She might say I'm not like her.
Right.
But it's sometimes people go into other relationships not closing the door on their past relationship,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes that can cause conflict in your new relationships. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the counseling part of it, though. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't really honestly move on if you got like certain issues going on. You know what I mean? And like for whatever happened, like I said, that trauma that happened back in the day and it hadn't been dealt with, and you keep bringing that into all of your relationships, friendships, and even in your work environment. If you got other stuff going on, like you got to deal with yourself first before you know what I'm saying, get into. I mean, you should deal with yourself and your
Right.
own problems before you know what I'm saying, bring somebody else in because whatever that trigger is, that person may not know what your history is, and they do something that's a trigger. Now all of a sudden you just blowing up, and they just thinking like, I ain't was it that serious, but the person because all that past trauma, it just built up, and now they just letting it out. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So that's that. You got to go talk to somebody, a professional about that. Like get
But see,
yourself right first.
that's the importance of talking about your past to your current thing, because it's not always just about who you dated. It's just things that you went through,
Yeah,
and it's
right.
important that you need to know that people should be
Mhm.
cool with, like we talked about last episode. You should be cool about it, because you
Mm-hmm.
just kind of brought it full circle right there. What you just said,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's important.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Have
but
conversations, bro.
but but what if? Because Show was saying if you do something that resembles what the previous person did, that person might feel some kind of way. It might be a trigger. But
Hmm.
what if this person, male or female, is just trying to recognize red flags right away? What if it's just that? I saw it in my last relationship. I knew what it did to me. I
But
see it kind of forming over here.
right.
So
Talk about it.
is
But see,
it
you just
that
answered the
she's
question though.
recognizing that?
You just answered the question. Most of things like that you're saying, that it came from a previous relationship. So that's a traumatic experience, even though it wasn't life threatening or anything, but that's a traumatic experience.
Mm-hmm.
And normally that's what it is. So go back again. It's really important to talk about some of the things in your past, so your current partner can understand you better and give you whatever you need for y'all to succeed in the relationship.
Hmm.
Yeah, but some things you don't want to like not too much too soon. I know we talked about this before. I want to get back to
True
that
that. True that.
last
True that.
point,
True
Correct.
that. True that.
Correct.
but you want to find out who you're really dealing with. Period. Who are you dealing
Right.
with? Like
That's
if I
it.
tell you, I don't know, like you know, I can't have certain things around me or whatever. I don't like certain things about
I can't
whatever.
eat dairy. I need
Uh,
to know that.
there you go. You know what I'm saying? If it's something like that, and then this person just going like out of their way to make sure that they taking care of you and making sure that you're safe with whatever that is. But are they really being like honest and truthful to themselves, or are they just trying to appease you and they want to please you and make sure that make it seem like they got it all figured out. They better than that last person. So not too much too soon. Figure out who in the heck you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like let them move a certain way. Like I'm gonna tell you a prime example. If you go out on a Saturday night, you and your partners, right? You don't want to. I wouldn't like. Okay, if a girl go out on a Saturday night and we knew, you know what I'm saying, we kicking it. And maybe my last relationship, she stayed out to 4, 5 in the morning, probably didn't come home. That was red flag. So I don't want to tell that person, hey, I want to give them a curfew, but I want to just be like, oh, you're going out with your friends? All right, bet. Hey, have fun. I'm gonna see what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see who you really are. Are you gonna come out? Are you gonna come home? 2, 3 in the morning, something like that. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what you're gonna do. I want to tell you that part of my past because I don't want you out here faking it like you don't stay out late, but in reality, you love them girls night outs and getting drunk and spending the night over your friend's house. I don't know it yet. Can't call you because you got a hangover. This, so I want to know who you really are. You know what I mean?
That's
So
fun on
Yeah,
silent.
that's it.
So
Right,
then
that's a
phone
if
on
she
conflict. That's a
silent.
conflict right there.
Right, that's right, exactly. But that stuff you need to know.
You need to
so then
know.
if she does stay out, what's your next move?
I'm gonna stay out myself.
So I ain't no stay out person, but what I do is I'm building my case. I ain't saying that. I ain't showing no emotion because we early on. I want to seem like I'm
Right.
trying to be controlling. So next time she go
Ooh,
out,
Oh,
she
wait a minute.
knowing.
But see, that's not a
ooh,
good though.
ooh.
I mean,
That
No, no,
because
joke is
I'm
it's kind of
building a
like
that
if
case.
you
joke in
don't,
there.
I'm
if you
building a
don't,
case. I'm patient, bro. I'm
Put that
patient.
joke
yeah,
in there,
Ooh,
baby.
yeah. But
I'm building a case.
as we were
you
saying
you
though,
lie in wait.
you just
Listen, hey,
gotta.
Clifford.
Sometimes you just gotta go ahead and have open communication, because it's kind of like, why you building your case on somebody you just got with,
But
instead of waiting down 6 months down the line when you truly fall in love with her
but I
and
won't.
you all deep up in her.
No, man, my
Because you know
case.
why? Because you know why?
Mm-hmm,
Because if y'all that fresh
mm-hmm.
and y'all haven't really established that y'all really liking each other like that. Now I don't know if that's what saying, but if it's real fresh and you come out and say, hey, why you stayed out so late?
Right. I want if it's fresh,
Sometimes that pushes a woman away because
right.
now she gonna feel like you catch your feelings too fast.
Or you controlling. I don't never want to come off
Yeah,
like I'm
yeah. Or
controlling.
you
Oh
That's
controlling.
yeah,
not my
yeah,
So
intention.
that's true.
so so that right there would be, like he said, something to keep in mind
Yeah.
Hmm.
Get on the back
if
burner
they
right
get more serious.
there.
And
Right.
then once you get more serious, you
Mhm.
establish the boundaries.
There you
Right.
go.
Say, hey,
Have
listen,
conversation. Right.
you know, I know you like to hang out with your girls, but
Mm-hmm.
we got to respect each other on our time when
Right.
we're apart from each other and we
Yeah.
start to hang out with our people. We got to respect each other,
Red
you know,
flags, bro.
because I'm
Well,
Red
going to
now
do it
speaking of,
too.
well, okay, so you mentioned one of the key topics here is setting boundaries. This show, so we're gonna start it right there. What are some boundaries you'll set?
Well, boundaries, I don't set boundaries like that. It's like I'm going to tell you who I am, what I'm going to bring to the relationship. So I will hope that you will try to reciprocate what I bring to the relationship, just like when you tell me what you're going, who you are and what you expect. I do give expectations. I hope that we can grow together. I hope we can build together, stuff like that. Those are my expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't give nobody orders like they're a child. You know what I'm saying?
Well, okay, so we,
And
we
and
are
I know when you say boundaries, you're not specifically talking about giving somebody orders like they're a child, but at the same time, because I know one time like this, I was fresh in my marriage. Homecoming came around, and I stayed out 2:30.
Ooh. Okay.
I got a nice little phone call.
Right.
I ain't did that since. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I knew I was wrong, and I took it,
Right.
and I said, okay, bet. You know, but it's like you have to learn what to do because you got to learn your partner. And I want to kind of piggyback on something that Eno said about too much too fast. Yeah, you can't tell someone, yeah, we ain't together because of this. Or yeah, we're not together because of that. Because sometimes, as he said, you would get a false representation of that person. You know what I'm saying? It's more of let's learn each other. Let's talk about each other. Now with boundaries, I don't maybe y'all could go a little deeper with that
yeah.
because
So let me give you
it
some
sounds
examples.
like telling somebody this is what I want you to do and not do. That would sound
No,
like
no,
to me.
no. Setting boundaries is setting boundaries in this topic we talking about conflict resolution is hey, when we talking, don't cut, let's not cut each other off. Those are called
Correct.
boundaries.
Correct.
Don't yell at me. Don't call me out my name.
Correct.
Those are boundaries. So what I'm asking you is in conflict resolutions, what other type of boundaries you think, we can set?
Well, okay, okay. Well, I kind of talked about that at the beginning. Um, if we have a disagreement, because my wife and I, we don't argue. We haven't argued since like the first year of our marriage, and we've come to an agreement to not argue when we upset with each other. We come to each other respectfully and we talk about it. We might say, "Hey, can I talk to you for a minute?" Right? And that's been working for us.
There you go.
So instead of see, we don't get in yelling matches. You know what I'm saying? And we would never disrespect each other by calling each other out of our name,
Gotcha.
anything like that. So those are the boundaries that we have.
There you go. That's what I mean. You do set boundaries. That's the whole key. I was trying to get you to see that. There are some boundaries you set. Those are
You
considered
know,
that.
I feel like boundaries are a byproduct of expectations. Right? Let me explain. So let's go back to the example of staying out late.
Yeah.
So my expectation, if I'm setting expectations in a relationship, my expectation is I like for you to be home, let's just say no later than midnight. That's my expectation. You stay out to 1 in the morning or 2:30, like in your case, show. Now that has become a boundary because now I'm telling you, like that's a boundary, like that don't work for me. You know
Yeah,
what I
that
mean?
ain't cool.
So that
Right.
ain't that ain't cool. So my expectations are what they are, and then once you start like, you know what I'm saying, when you start like, riding that thin line of expectations, it kind of becomes that boundary. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So that's kind of like how I see the boundaries, man. Like the expectation is what that's kind of like the standard, and then like if you go outside of that, then we got boundaries. Now I gotta tell you, pretty much this ain't working, and so don't turn to an argument, so we can
Hmm.
Mm.
remain adults about this whole thing. 'Cause I don't want to be, I ain't trying to be your dad. I don't want, what I'm saying, I don't want to have to tell you, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. I'm gonna tell you what it is, and then you either gonna listen or you're not. You know what I mean? And then that's
Hmm.
gonna determine whether how far we go in this relationship. So yeah, that's it, dog.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So, but with me, I just normally, me and my wife, yeah, we have boundaries about certain things and things. But hey, if the boundary get crossed, key word is communication in our relationship.
That's it.
I might call and be like, "Hey, babe, still out with the boys. I know it's 1:30. I'll be home at this time. Okay, babe, no
Hmm.
problem." Which goes into that's the compromise or collaboration when you're dealing with a conflict like that. You
Mm.
know, you just got to really just come to a happy medium with each other. You
Hmm.
know, we all adults, but hey, I don't want you out past 2 o'clock. But hey, baby, if it does happen, because I don't do it on the regular, I'm gonna call you and let you know what's going on. I'm gonna touch check in with you, touch base with
That was up. That's
Mhm.
fair.
So, El, what's your
So yeah.
expectations?
So if we're talking about conflict resolution and we're talking about boundaries, um, Smoke named a lot of them that I like to follow. But also, I think what's important is to make sure that when you're in conflict, you stay on topic. All right. Let's not throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. We're going to figure out what the root is, and that's what
you.
we're going to be in conflict about.
Yeah.
Um, I think I mentioned this before. If you're going to fight, you got to fight fair, right? Don't bring up insecurities or things that I told you that were really sacred to me that we shared, and then you try to use it against me in a fight. But as Smoke said, I don't respond well to profanity. I don't respond well to you raising your voice at me. And I really don't respond to you calling me out my name. That's We're not going to go anywhere with that. So as long as we kind of keep those parameters, um, we can get through this conflict.
Hmm. I think that's kind of hard when you have emotion involved, human emotion. If you're upset, your voice is going to
Mhm.
raise a little bit. I don't see how you can come back and be like, "Look, honey, I just really need to talk to you. I'm very, very angry right now." It's not
Yes.
normal.
But see, when some
I don't
okay,
hear
because
that
I've
either.
had somebody yell at me, I shut down. You're not going to get anything from me.
Well,
So when
yelling
you
is one
calm
thing.
all that down,
Mhm.
then you and I can have a conversation. But
Okay,
I'm
but is
not
it
going to respond well.
here go one for y'all? Is it okay to have a little bass in your voice? Because I mean, you got to be allowed to express yourself in a little bit now. You allowed to have a little bass in your
I
voice.
mean, you a man, you're gonna have some bass in your voice.
Yeah,
Oh no, no, you
disagreements are passionate. Bass gonna come with the
I'm
passion.
and I know Eno and Smoke might not agree with me on this, or they might. But when you said about the name calling, I had a situation where a young lady, we was in a heated discussion, and she consistently kept hitting me with the N word. And you ain't this, and you just like the rest of them.
Oh
And I
wow.
said, hey, do you like the B word? And she said, no. I said, well, don't call me the N word. Calling me the N word is like me calling you the B word.
yeah,
Mm.
So we gonna have a conversation.
It's disrespectful.
that's
It's
right.
Don't
real
call me that.
disrespectful. I agree.
So I set a boundary then.
Bingo.
Don't
Mm.
call me an N word.
That is a
Because
boundary.
I despise that word.
Hmm.
Anybody that accept that word, I feel for you. Don't call me that. So I told her, I said, look, if you don't want me to call you the B word that ends an itch,
I call
don't
them.
call me the N
I
word that
come
is
on.
it that rhymes with trigger. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that.
That's right. Cause I call them, boy, I was a barnyard rat suit eating mother.
Right,
Oh
exactly.
my God. Go
Yeah.
deep, don't you smoke?
They smoke
I was
don't
just
play, man.
saying. I was
Smoke
just
call
Somebody
him
gonna,
a
I mean, you're gonna
sewer rat.
cuss.
look at this smack, boy. I
If you're
don't
gonna
play
do
that.
the cussing, you gotta cuss. You know
That's
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying. I tell them I Jap slap you. I ain't even Japanese.
Right. That's a real stuff, man.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Mhm.
I tell you, man. But yeah, boundaries are very important. Like and go back to what we were talking about, compromising. Or collaborate on the issue of conflict resolution. You should address both partners' needs. I feel like you should also just maybe come to have a common ground rather than just like you said earlier, show just winning an argument just to say, well, I won the argument, so it's my way, and it's still not being resolved.
That is a terrible and destructive trait in disagreements in relationships.
But it happens in every
Someone
relationship, and
trying to
sometimes I have to
win the
catch myself.
argument. Someone trying to, right. Well, it's right. Like you said, unless you are conscious of knowing what you're doing and you know your partner don't like that,
Hmm.
you try to reverse that. But
Oh
some
yeah,
people just trying to win. And
Yeah.
and and that's never going to be a resolution when you're doing that.
not at all.
We have to be we have to be we have to stop trying to be like I said, that creates a trait of saying that you're a selfish person.
Hmm.
And we have to learn to not be selfish in our relationships and be selfless.
Okay,
In other
I like that.
words, it's my job as the man to make sure that you're straight, and it's your job as the woman to make sure that I'm straight, or whoever you choose to love. I know we got this thing going on, but it when you get into a relationship, especially when you get into marriage,
Hmm.
right? When you get into marriage, I think we've taken the true meaning of marriage and just threw it to the wind because it's trending now. You just want to say you married, like we stated
Well,
before. You just want all the hoopla of it, and once it gets to that conflict, now you don't want to deal with it. Now you don't want to be married no more. Sometimes some people don't want to be married no more after they get into so much conflict.
that's
That's
just
why divorce
maturity.
rates
That
are
just
so
comes
high.
with maturity. Yeah, that's come with maturity, man, and not really sure about what you want in life as far as like a marriage or companionship. Yeah, what's
Mhm.
your take on it?
I was going to say, I think it's also important to pick your battles. Everything is not worth fighting. Everything is not a fight. And you
No.
have to figure out, okay, is this the hill I'm going to die on today? Is it worth it? Versus, these little small battles, because you're going to be battling all the time. And it's just really not worth it in any relationship, not just even a romantic relationship. You just have to pick what's important to you and go hard in the paint for that. But if you go hard in the paint for every single thing,
Whew.
then people start to mute you out. You're not going to really be heard at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with women,
So
that's when you become the old ball and chain right there. Your title chain.
Right.
Right.
mm,
That's it. Stop choosing
for
violence.
for
It's the
example,
old lady here calling.
for
It's
example,
the ball.
L. For example, L. Let me ask you a question.
Hmm.
So you get Amazon packages coming to the house, and then all of a sudden you see he get an Amazon package. You think it's yours, but it's his.
Hmm.
You kind of side eye like, what you order? Is that a good battle to fight right now?
No,
Oh, okay,
not at
okay.
all.
I just
Say
wanted to ask. I just wanted to ask.
And she probably wouldn't battle it anyway. It's just kind of like what you over there ordering, and kind of move on. It probably wouldn't lead to anything anyway.
Okay, okay. And then all of a sudden another bag come 3, 4 days later. What you ordered now?
I still don't think that's worth a battle because it could be something for her. You get her a
No,
surprise gift or something.
no, it might not be.
But
Might
it
be something
might.
I
I don't
saw that
know.
I just wanted. It might be the mom. It might be the mom. Them grilling materials I wanted or something. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that new spatula. Right.
Yeah, yeah, brand new
Uh-huh.
special.
But
Right.
that's not a battle to fight because you're getting some Amazon packages. That's not worth it.
Boy, I thought you were gonna ask something real deep. That boy said some Amazon packages. Let's go, boy. You on
She
the
know where I'm
road
going
show?
with that.
Oh,
She
you
know
know
where
you
I'm
on the
going with
road
that.
show.
She know where I'm going with that. She ain't bite.
But for a battle for him might be I need you home at this hour. That is one he gonna go hard in the paint for, and that's probably worth the battle. But it might be some other things that he let slide. Like I
Right.
don't know.
Right. I'm just choosing them battles. Right. Maybe
Yeah, you just
I'm cooking side acting
So
to, but I ain't
so
arguing about
yeah, I'm sure the audience would know what are some of your boundaries.
that.
Well, I was just telling Smoke the ones he
I say
listed. Plus,
she answered.
yeah, I
Right.
said plus just make sure that you stick to the topic and don't throw in all random kind of things or things I might have done years ago and you're gonna put that on top of that and try to mix it all in. No. This is the topic and this is what we're staying on. We
Yeah.
got to be fair
That's
about
that
that.
gumbo. Hit it with that
She said.
gumbo.
She
Yeah,
said.
don't
She
don't
said.
give me
What
the
if he
gumbo.
came home?
She said.
So
Just
what if he
down with
came home at
yeah.
1:30?
What if he came home at 1:30?
Oh,
Yeah.
You said what if she or he?
I said, what if he came home at 1:30?
Well, is it a regular occurrence? Or was this like he went to a bachelor party or
Class
something?
reunion.
So,
If he came home at 1:30, went to a bachelor party, yeah, he might come home at 1:30 from a bachelor party.
that's what I'm saying. I don't really have a problem with that as long as I know that he's at the bachelor party. Now, if this is something that's happening every day, nah, we can't roll like that.
Oh,
But
But that goes back.
every weekend. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
no.
But that
But
goes back to
I'm not gonna
communication.
jock you because you had a bachelor party 1:30 in the morning. I'm not that chick. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, but no, you can't
Yeah.
do it, 7 nights a week. No.
I mean, but that's called communication. Like she said, if it's communicated to at that moment, I mean, you come to a compromise with it. Because, like I said, we all adults.
Yeah. Like with me, if I stay out like 1 or 2 in the morning, it's because my partners that came down from
Hmm.
Delaware. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's
And
some
we
occasion.
all meet up. You know what I'm saying? We all DJs. We're gonna meet up at my man Tim's house. You know what I'm saying? We got, you know what I'm saying? We vibing and we live somewhere online
Mhm.
doing something, you know what I mean? And it's like a bunch of cool, respectable brothers doing some really amazing stuff, just enjoying life. You know what I'm saying? I
Exactly,
think like
exactly.
that's I think that's a good honest way to be. But I'm like, if you with that friend, everybody knows she a hoe. Everybody knows.
That
Why
single
you
one,
out that single one? That
yeah.
single one.
That single one,
Everybody
that
know
one who
it.
can't never keep a
Right,
man.
right. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? Hey, bro, the one in college, she had that choo choo. You know what I'm talking about? They did
Yeah.
that choo choo. You know what I'm talking about? And she brag
Yeah.
about that. That's one of the best
That,
times of her life. I'm like,
that
nah,
chicken head.
it's right. It's kind of
Project Pat.
it's kind of weird
boy, you
hanging
showing
out
your
with
age
her.
here,
You
son. You
feel
know
me?
that's called a thought.
Yeah, right. That
But
boy
you
said,
but
"Nah."
you gotta trust her. You gotta
I ain't
trust
heard
her as well.
thoughts. That's like
Mhm.
Yeah, I ain't heard that in
premarital
a long
talk.
time
Go
either.
ahead.
Me either.
I
Right.
think you showing
He
your
went
age too.
at least. Hey, no. But I was closer than you were.
No, you wasn't.
That boy
You
went
wasn't that
back to.
close.
Yeah,
Oh yes, I
I
was.
think Thought.
like
I
01.
think Thought was
Yeah,
right behind Chicken Head. But go ahead.
No. Thought was 2018.
yeah. Chicken head was like 01, 02.
Chicken head was yeah.
Okay. Give or
Remember
take
now.
17 years. Give or take.
Yo, hold up. Time out. Real quick time out. Just want to say welcome, man. Appreciate everybody tuning in to the No Pod Just Cast Show. If you would, take a moment to hit that like button if you like this content. We definitely appreciate it. Peace.
Anyway, the new Jordan's been to come out.
Hey, you ain't got no gas.
Dude,
No gas tank gonna eat.
breath
Yeah.
like some thunder. What you looking
Yeah.
at? Oh, phone number.
That's right.
That took a rocking like this.
All right.
That took a look over in the car.
Right.
Well, you must have seen the video. I ain't even seen the video. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is a
But
Chicken Head
now,
video.
Elle, I got one for you because I'm gonna commit you first with this one.
Okay.
Because I feel like this is one of the hardest things for women to do.
Uh-oh.
Forgiveness.
Mm.
I feel
Hit her
like
with
you
the whip.
should. I feel like once you do all the steps that we have went over so far, you should be willing to forgive the past hurts and just move forward. But sometimes that'd be a little difficult for you ladies.
Mm.
What's your take on that?
Well, we can absolutely forgive. Okay,
Really?
that's never the problem.
Mm.
I'm coming
We're
to you,
gonna
show.
trust. We're gonna trust, but we're gonna verify. All right.
Mm.
So that doesn't necessarily mean we just gonna forget everything,
Mm.
because we have to tuck some things away to make sure that there's no repetition. The behavior is not being repeated. Right. So
Yeah.
forgive you, love you, all of that.
Show, I'm pointing right at you. Go for it.
Wait a minute. Did you just
Wait a
tell
minute.
Ego it wasn't fair to put something back in his mental that you have done?
Uh-oh.
I
So,
didn't
no,
say I didn't say bring it
wait,
up to
wait.
him.
No, like you just said.
Hold on.
You
Hold
just
on.
said. You
What'd you
just said
say,
you
L?
go for. Okay, go ahead, El. Go ahead.
Hold on, Show. I mean to cut. I mean to cut y'all. What'd you say,
Go
L? Because
ahead.
she was doing the
So
Chinese thing again. Kung
because
Fu Kill.
in my this is what I'm doing in my head. Okay, I own this space up here.
He doing the same
All
thing.
right, huh?
He doing the same thing. That what he just said.
That's
But put it
fine.
back in my
That's
mental.
fine. No, what I'm saying is it's not it's not going to come out in action. But in my head, I'm just going to tuck it away. I'm not going to throw it out at you,
Mm.
but I'm just
Now,
going to tuck it away a little bit.
She building that
now
case.
he
She coming
never
in with that
stated
Mike
that he was
Tyson
gonna throw it
undercut.
out
Mike
either
Eno built a
because
case. Nobody said nothing. L built
well,
a case.
you did.
It's a
You did say
problem.
something. You did say something, El. El, you said, now hold on now, that ain't fair. You
What?
said that ain't fair.
Mm.
If he built a case.
We
Now
got a slug match over
he
here,
never said he would bring it out later because he was talking about building the case from the beginning of a relationship. But what we're talking about, we're in a relationship now.
We
We
in
Yeah.
this
deep
thing.
into it.
We
So
Mm-hmm.
now you finna tell
in
me
this
you're gonna
love.
forgive me for
Yeah.
I ask you, and you go put it back in your Rolodex
I like
just in case
berries
it
on
happens
the
again.
Well,
vine.
you got to remember too. What kind of
I mean
forgiveness
that's
are we
what you're
talking
doing.
about? Are we talking about cheating, or we're talking about something a little bit
It
more?
doesn't matter. Forgiveness is
It does
forgiveness.
matter. It
Well,
does matter.
no,
Well,
because
for me, it does.
because the thing
For me.
is,
Now, are we
because
talking
the
about
thing is,
forgiving is in the conflict resolution, or you talking about just forgiving about
what they
some
did.
up? Yeah, what they did.
Because see, my thing is when you forgive him, now this is gonna show the character of that dude that you forgiven, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So once you forgive him, is he working towards not repeating,
That
Hmm.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, doing better.
because if you are, let's say you forgive him, and
Hmm.
then you put it in your mind, and then it come out again. So you
Mm-hmm.
tell me there's no room for forgiveness again because he repeated what he did the first time.
Mm.
No, I'm not saying there's no room for forgiveness, because I think everybody is owed that. I'm just saying that, you know how they say forgive and throw it in the sea of forgetfulness? Well, I'm not there yet. Okay, to just throw it in the sea of forgetfulness where I
So
just
Why?
don't think about it
so
anymore.
does
So
that
why,
I'm,
man?
mean
I'm not saying I will
wait a
never
minute,
get
Smoke.
there.
So does that mean you really? So does that mean you really forgave him then?
Yes,
Mm.
that's a
You
two different
have
things. Forgiving and
because
forgetting.
you ain't throw it in the sea
No.
though.
But I didn't say forget. I just said forgive.
Yes, I started this whole conversation off with I will 100% forgive you, because I want forgiveness. I want grace, because
Yeah, we don't expect you to
I'm,
forget.
I'm gonna mess up as well. So I
Yes,
want
you
you to
are.
forgive me too.
But
You messing up now.
can we say that forgiveness only matters if there is changed behavior? Because
Mm,
Exactly.
if you forgiving for the same thing over and over, now you're being
Yeah,
somebody's fool. Don't be
right,
nobody's
What you
fool.
doing, L?
right,
Don't be nobody. The
right.
changed behavior is the key. If there's no change behavior, there is no forgiveness. There's no relationship. You gotta,
Correct.
Exactly.
yeah. Don't be nobody's fool. That's all I'm saying.
Right, and
and
you
the
shouldn't.
change behavior will help me to throw it in the sea of forgetfulness
It is, man.
Mm-hmm.
faster.
Well, here go one for you. I'm gonna come. You know what? For some reason, I'm gonna hit the ball back to you, L.
Okay.
Show, brace yourself.
I'm trying to.
What when we dealing with conflict resolution as well? how you feel about responsibility. Acknowledging your part in the conflict. What's your role? Your role in the action, like because I've been in arguments where nope, the women don't ever just say, you know what, you right. I did slap you, but it's because it's just they're
Right.
saying, look,
No ifs, ands, or buts.
I shouldn't have slapped you, baby. I'm
Accountability.
sorry.
Accountability. That's important.
What's your take on that? I'm had to
Yes,
come
sir.
back to you.
Well, the but does negate the whole. You're right. You're right. So
Facts.
you can't do that. Um, I think everybody has to step outside of the relationship to see what part they played in it. And I think women get a bad rap for not taking accountability, and I just really don't think that's fair. Um, I think there might be some women who don't, but for myself and for other women that are in my circle, we absolutely take accountability for our actions, and we're willing to look inside and say, okay, but how did I contribute to this conflict? Because at the end of the day, the bottom line is you wanted to get better.
Mm.
And it can't always be the same person's fault every time. It's two of y'all. Nobody's ever right all the time. So you have to say, well, what did I add to this to get us here? And I think that's just about maturing as an adult.
Ooh,
I agree.
I have to agree. Cheryl, you're looking disgusted over there.
So let me ask you this.
Me?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've heard women say 9 times out of 10 they be the man's fault anyway. How you feel about that?
Yeah, I hear that. I hear
Nah,
that too.
that's not fair. That's not fair. It's not.
Hmm, okay.
Hey, you doing that?
I
I wish I had that beard game, but you
I
pulling on
think
the
I got it for you, dog. I
do
got
it
it
for
for
me
you.
there. There
I
you
got it,
go.
I
brother.
think there's some cap going on
Mm.
around here. I think there's some
Mm-hmm.
cap, but
I got it, brother.
No,
I think there's some cap going on around here.
But you know what?
Okay.
A lot of times, man,
now
it's
I
also
will
about
say, oh,
like
Oh,
I'm
oh,
sorry. It's about what
we'll
you've
say.
seen coming up. Like, have you seen a successful relationship, marriage? Like, a lot of people haven't seen that. So it's like if you
Mm,
don't know what that looks like, a lot of times, or like if your mama was like maybe single, or your parents didn't really have anything, and I think subconsciously a lot of times that kind of becomes a person's reality and their norm. Like they don't really have a certain expectation of how things really should be. So if you don't see that, I think it's important to have like maybe friends, auntie, somebody in your life where you can say, you know what, that's a successful relationship. I like how they do things. Let me pay attention to that. So I think it definitely matters to see a healthy, relationship and see how people actually
or
come together.
just witness
well,
the old
well.
folks argue. Have these conflicts like we're talking about.
Right.
So I witnessed some of our older people's how they deal with conflict, and I'm just like, dang, they've been together for 50 years, and this how they do it.
That's how they do it.
mhm.
And guess what? And guess what's crazy about that? Because those generations took marriage seriously, they went through hell and fire. Whatever went on, you might not ever know that they went through it. You might
Right.
not know whether he ever stepped out. You might not know whether she stepped out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because see, I've learned a lot to where I've seen families and I've seen a marriage that lasts for a long time, but come to find out, she knew about that kid down the street. Or she knew,
Right.
yeah, I mean seriously.
I've heard some
And
stories.
right. And when you start doing the math of that kid down the street with their first kid, it's mighty close.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
It's mighty close. So it's really about, are you willing to deal with marriage? Because marriage can be successful if you're willing to go through the ups and downs of it.
they do say till
And
death
now
do
we
his
got
part.
into this and now we got into this divorce culture where people are not willing to go through the ups and downs for numerous reasons. You
I don't
know,
really feel like
we
it's
talked.
a divorce culture though.
Oh, is it
I think
divorce culture?
I think that maybe it was some red flags where they probably shouldn't have really gotten together.
Never got
Like,
together in
like,
the first
like
place.
anyway, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that we have accepted that divorce we've accepted divorce in the society. You know what I mean? And not that we lean on it like, this don't work. Sure, I'm gonna get me a divorce, man. I don't think nobody really says that. But I just think that depending on how bad things are, I think it's not a bad thing to be like, you know what, this is too heavy. I'm not gonna put up with this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I commend anybody, in a relationship like that the man and got a whole nother family down the street and they stayed together. I commend them. But like if she was on the other foot and I found out like somehow, not that you probably wouldn't notice your wife being pregnant, but still,
Right. I'm saying that'd be
what I'm
hard.
saying? Like for me, that's a deal breaker, red flag, whatever you want to call it. We going to divorce court. I'm sorry. I'm not certain things I feel like it's okay to not put up with. Like, don't be nobody's fool. Like, yeah, it does say till death do us part. You know what I'm saying? And a whole lot of other great mumbo jumbo. Not no disrespect to the married people, but if both people are taking that into consideration and moving accordingly, it's a great thing. But if one person is like playing games and like doing what they want to do, no, ain't no the heck with divorce culture. Sometimes it's necessary. I got a partner right now going through it because it's necessary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it is what it is. You know what I mean?
But
It's
but you
necessary.
know
We need that
but you
too.
know that goes back to really getting to know who you marry.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Because like I say, once again, people are in awe of that word.
Mm-hmm.
People are they want to they that's a goal a lot of times of the woman quicker than it is for a man, right?
Mm.
Not saying men don't want to get married,
But we
but a
ain't
lot
having
of
no
times,
dreams. Like I ain't thinking like
right.
if we being honest, I
So
don't think nobody running to like, well, I can't wear. I'm gonna wear this tuxedo, this bow tie, man. Look, we gonna show
right,
up. Tell me what
right.
you
Just
want to
tell
wear.
me what to win and tell me what time to be at the altar.
Right.
Right.
But but
That's
that's
it.
why but that's why it's become such a big thing for the women because they were raised to want to get the ring, want to go down the aisle, want the marriage, the wedding day about them.
Mm.
So, but if you haven't really had serious conversations with your person that you were trying to get engaged to, or you looking to marry, then you get these things coming out of left field that you never knew before you got engaged. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's about you know taking your time, make sure y'all have definitive conversations, specific conversations, especially what you need to know.
Pacific. The word is Pacific.
Pacific. Okay, I'm sorry. You
That's
you,
right.
you want me to say Pacific?
Okay, my
Yeah,
bad. My bad. It's specific.
right. Yep.
Yeah, I just think sometimes, mainly women, and that's just my opinion, but I feel like a lot of times the guys are just quick to say, my bad, baby. You know what? You're right. You got a point. And we always are like conceding to make this to resolve the conflict, but we don't really just put their foot to the fire to say, hey, you had something to do with this. You did this. This is why I felt this way. Which
And go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
And that's because you know you've been told this phrase that I really don't like. And I'm sorry if world you don't like what I'm about to say, but
Mm.
happy wife, happy life is BS. It
That's
should be
trash.
happy house, happy spouse.
Facts.
Because it's two people in this marriage, not just you. Not just the wife. The husband need to have just as much happiness
Facts.
as the wife have. So if we are both, as I said before, being selfless and making sure that each other is good, a lot of times you you'll be amazed. You might not have as much conflict as you think you're gonna have. Now, yeah, everybody gonna have disagreements.
Hmm.
It's gonna be something that's gonna happen that y'all both are not gonna agree on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
if
natural,
you
man.
are in it for the long haul to say, hey, I'm gonna make sure she's okay, she's gonna make sure I'm okay. That's why you say those vows. That's why those specific phrases are in the vows.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Through
Right.
sickness and health, rich for poor, to death do us part. You know,
Hmm.
good times and bad
Yeah,
times,
you gotta
all
take
that.
those. Yeah, those wedding
Those
vows
vows are very serious.
need to be taken very serious. And like you said, I think today's society, I'm not gonna say it's a divorce society, but they take those vows very loosely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta be in a
And
good place in your mind. You gotta be in a really good place. You gotta understand that there will be conflict, there will be challenges.
that's what marriage is all about, is
You know what
dealing with the
I'm saying?
conflicts.
Yeah, but and then like dealing with it, getting past it, working it out, figuring it out, and not repeating it. You know what I mean? And then like
True.
only then can you say, "Oh, I've been married 20 years, 50 years, or whatever." You know what I'm saying? Because I hear a lot of people say just based off of tenure, like, "Oh, we've been married for this long," but how many of those years were happy? How like were you happy
Oh
those years?
man. I
Like I
know
got
people I know
right
people
now.
just like that.
I know people right now married 20 years, but they fight all the time. They argue. I don't want to. That I wouldn't
Like
want that.
like on Living Color, and they still together.
Take care.
Grandpa, on the table. We still together.
Mr. and Mrs. Brooks.
Right
I know it's showing my age. Go back and watch it. In Living Color is
right.
on YouTube. Go watch it.
Yes, sir, Mrs. Brooks. Oh
That's it.
yeah. But
That's
yeah,
it.
and that's the whole thing
Trying to
is
kill each other.
we gotta kind of we gotta figure, people just gotta really say, hey, if I'm willing to be with this person for the rest of my life, you're gonna deal with conflict. You're going to deal with, issues. And it's very important because of the topic we talked about is how to go over it, how to handle it so you can have a
Mm,
really true long distance relationship.
that is.
What about accountability? Is there a difference between responsibility and accountability?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that.
But people put it together, as I said earlier, just acknowledge. And that's really what the accountability part is: acknowledge your role of
Yeah.
what you had in the conflict and just be responsible with it by just take responsibility. That's what it is. Take responsibility, which means basically what? Dealing with it. How you
Yeah.
go fix it. Acknowledgement is just letting you know, hey, I was wrong. Now what you gonna do about it? Well, yeah, this will be all for our episode tonight. Like to thank everybody who attended to listen. Like to thank all y'all just for giving us the y'all time for us to listen. Give us listen to y'all. Give us our opinion. Just always remember, take a responsibility of your actions, respect and maintain love, and respect your partners throughout the resolution process. Also, the key word teamwork. It does make the dream work.
Facts.
That
I love it.
oh yes.
Good stuff.
We have a special announcement,
So
Mr.
world,
Show.
y'all seen this young lady, this lovely young lady with us before as just a special guest. But we have collaborated and come together and came up with a decision to invite her as a regular host on the No Pod Just Cash show. So let's give it up for Miss L.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Welcome, Bill.
everybody.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Glad to have you. Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. I am completely honored. I'm so excited to be a part of the show. I'm even more excited to share my perspective on all the many topics that we're going to cover. So I look forward to this wonderful journey.
I'm gonna do the
This could
I'm
be
gonna do the
awesome.
Fat Albert cheer again.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. So once again, every Wednesday, join the No Pod Just Cash show with your boy Show, Smoke, Mike Eno, and now the Miss Lovely L, where we talk about real life conversations. And if you like, hit the comment and like and subscribe button. See you there.
Yeah.
Full up in the Jeep, top down, baby, that's how we living. All my ladies get
Get it,
get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, hey, get it, get it, get it, hey, get it, get it, get it, get it, yeah, get it, get it, on my soul, ain't no letting up.